Happy Saturday, people. It is it's the eve of Christmas Eve. How's that? 23rd of December, Saturday. Cheers. I've already had my first sip. It's good today. Mm-hmm. What brings me here today is I feel like sharing a little bit more about my background in music. I was on last night on Facebook a little bit. I don't spend time on Facebook every day. I make a post every day, but I don't visit on Facebook every day. So last night I did for a while. I did some posting of what I was listening to and browsing. And I try not to make assumptions. I've been on the internet for a long time. I've been in the music groups for a long time. But I don't assume that people know who I am or anything about me. And that was proven last night when I made a post. It should still be sitting out. Just one moment, folks. Here it is. So I like all kinds of music. I love heavy music. I love rock. You know, I'm a rock and roll kid of the 60s. So I posted this because I was digging it. Mastodon medium rarities. And a person whose name I recognize from regular posts commented that he thought that it was nice to see me dip my toe into some heavy music. I said, and again, it's like my inner thing is, well, yeah, this person doesn't know me, as much as I post. So I wrote back that, that heavy music is an integral part of my history. And the person wrote back, oh, so you play in bands? See, I can't assume that people in the groups know my background. So I shared with him, some links. But Mastodon are great. I have a personal connection. This is nice vinyl. My friends down in Atlanta, Dave and Mason, went to the same high school as the bass player in the band here. I forget his name. They knew each other. Might have even been some musical rivalry in high school. Mastodon's a good band though, and they border on having some progressive rock moves in their music. But I was thinking more about the Lou Reed thing, and then another person asked me about Chicago, and I said, "Oh my goodness, people! I know the main roads really well." So I thought I'd share this about Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground. It's not that I dislike the Velvet Underground. I've even recently come close to buying a reissue of the Banana cover. I still remember the first time I saw it, or one of the first times I saw it in a record store as a kid in the hippie section of Omaha. It made an impression on me, and I wanted to peel it, I wanted to see what was under it. I recognized what they did and how, like Kiss, they inspired and influenced a lot of people. Here She Comes Now and Sunday Morning, I like those songs. But I don't have to own those records, and there's a lot of music that is way better. Just it is, okay? But further on the personal connection. One of the musicians from Omaha that I grew up playing with since we were teens on and up until he moved to New York, and then when he would come back for holidays, I would play with him, is Joseph Budenholzer. Some of you folks might have heard of Joe. This is Joe. He had a band or a project. Well, he calls himself Backworld. This is one of the few vinyl releases that he put out. And so the connection is that Joe was highly influenced by Lou Reed and that whole New York thing. So much so that he became a junkie, and thankfully he was, as far as I know, he was able to clean up and get out of it. But for years he was a junkie because he bought the the whole caveat that that's what you have to do to earn your stripes. But anyway, back to Lou Reed and Velvet Underground. For years, when Joe would come back to town for holidays to be with his parents, they're both gone now, so that's over. We would do a New Year's Eve special show. And what we would do is we would do a set of Joe's material. I didn't grab it. See, one of my first records is with Joe, Disco Ranch. Disco Ranch. Can I grab it real quick? Yeah. Yeah, Joe and I, we might be estranged now. The last time I talked to Joe, it was good, but he was critical. He was telling me I'm too nice. Oh, I sort of understand, but so Disco Ranch, that's Joe and Jerry. I helped produce the record. I was in the band, but no, I didn't get to be, me and the drummer didn't get to be on the cover. That mess. Did it piss me and Greg off? Yeah, it did. But Disco Ranch was started by these guys. This was their baby. But I was in this band with Joe. As I was saying, for the special gigs for holidays, we would recreate what we consider a classic album from front to back. One year we did Talking Heads, Remain in Light, A Lust for Life, one year by Iggy Pop, The Cure, the one with the gray cover. And then one year we did Velvet Underground live at Max's Kansas City. So I know those songs all the way through. And it was interesting. The show that we did here in Omaha, recreating the Velvet Underground, was a phenomenon. It was weird. It was like something happened that night and the audience went nuts. Anyone that was there that's watching this, you know what I mean. It was weird. It was a bit of a mania. It was a happening. So I am very familiar with that whole scene. I wanted to show you some more. Mostly Backworld is on CD. Anthems from the Pleasure Park. Frankly, when I go to New York, I stay with Joe. Isles of the Blessed, among other people. But for the longest time, Joe was my host in New York. We are close. And this label and this distribution service, World Servant, went under. So I don't know how easily these can be gotten. Joe's impressive. Before I was even into Scott Walker, really, he was covering Scott Walker. The Ashes of Angels. Cool guy. Holy Fire. I'll show all these. The Orchids. This is some good stuff. Some of you people know about Backworld, don't you? The Fourth Wall. I'm not on any of the records, but like I say, I have performed live as a member of Backworld. Here's another one, Good Infection. I learned this album so I could play it when we played here, but I didn't get to do the recordings. This one features David Tibet of Current 93, Isabel Campbell of Bell and Sebastian, Drew McDowell, okay? These are his folks. And this is my favorite, actually, of Silver Sleep. This is my favorite Backworld album. I recommend this stuff, actually, if you can get it. There was something related to archaic Christianity with Joe, because he was studying for a while. And he's friends with David Tibet of Current 93. I'll show a couple Current 93 records. The Stars Are Marching Sadly Home. The Inmost Light, Third and Final. See, these guys are on some kind of arcane, that's the word, some kind of arcane religious trip that I don't quite know about, nor do I really care, okay? But that's, you know, David Tibet's music can be really rather compelling, but he just goes on and on, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about, and I don't care. I don't. Here's a record associated with David Tibet and those folks, the Aryan Aquarians, Meet Their Waterloo. The use of the word Aryan does not preclude that it has something to do with racism at all. So this is kind of silly, you know. It seems like this is it's David Tibet with folks. It's almost like they're doing a pastiche of hippie music from the 60s on this. Here's one I like quite well. Nurse with Wound, Sol Invictus, current 93. I can't quite make out the title of this one. Yeah, it's just question marks. Strange, it can be strange at first, but then as you get into it, it's like it starts to unfold itself to you. And here in Menstrual Night, current 93. I have to be in the mood for this stuff, you know. It's not that it's all dark. It's like, see, like that image there. These sounds conjure up thoughts and images. I don't always know what they mean. I wanted to share that though, you know. It's like, you know, the mainstream of music, it's like I really have explored all the big names. To me, Lou Reed is a mainstream artist, which is funny because I guess to mainstream people who listen to stuff like Billy Joel, Lou Reed is an underground weirdo. I always say Billy Joel because I'm in Nebraska. They play Billy Joel way too much. Way too much. So I did go to the record store yesterday. I only spent $30 though. How's that? When's the last time you went to the record store and got out only spending $30? That's unheard of these days. I'll show what I got in a second. But for my listening session last night, I played Square Pusher. Hello Everything from 2006. Square Pusher, good musician, incorporated drum and bass a lot in his sound. Good bass player, very, very good technique. But on top of that, good musical ideas. This is quite good. It comes with a bonus 3-inch CD, and everything on here is good. Square Pusher. I will share that I played the Tarantula. If I can, let me show it. Yeah, I played Tarantula all the way through last night because I hadn't played it. I had not needle dropped both sides. This is good. It's better than what I said at first. Side 2 really resurrects it. Side 2 is pretty jazzy. So now I see what they meant. I've had this, like I said, on a burned CD, but I haven't played it forever. Glad to have this in the collection. So the record store yesterday got me when Mark Manners showed that he was playing. Sometimes he'll play records before he puts them out in the used. And yesterday he was playing this. Body Love by Klaus Schulz, Volume 2. So I messaged him right away and said, I need that for my brain collection. He said, oh, okay. You know, if I hadn't caught that, chances are he would have set it out in the used and I might have missed it. I have Body Love, the first one, but here is Volume 2. Played it last night. Really enjoyed it. But it's on the Brain label as well. I like Klaus Schulz. I respect his work. I love the Brain label. You know, yeah, if I, like I've said it many times, if I could afford to just collect certain labels, I would. Brain is one of them. This was there, and I had never seen this before. I knew that there was a relationship to the private music label, but I don't think I knew that Tangerine Dream actually released an album on the label. This is Lily on the Beach, 1989. And I remember 1988, 89, those were the hot years for New Age music. and VH1 was really pushing that. I enjoyed that show, New Visions. This is with Paul Hasslinger, so it's nice. That's the right way to put it. It's nice. I listened more to Steve Hackett last night. Love his guitar playing. That's nice of you folks to share your thoughts about Steve Hackett. He's one of my favorite guitar players. He is. So I pulled this for the Dereck Fisher weekend theme on his Psychedelic Situation page, which was show records that have either a Christian or a spiritual theme that are psychedelic or from that era. So some of the real obvious ones were shown and some less obvious ones. But I thought to myself, let me mix this up because everyone is showing Christian stuff. So I pulled in and posted this to mix it up. The Radha Krsna Temple, produced by George Harrison, on the Apple label. A bunch of Krishna freaks chanting and singing. This is the real deal. This is the whole shamil. What's funny is I put this on just for a second, thinking I was just going to put it on for a second while I take the picture to show. I got into it. This is good. I listened to almost the whole first side. And then I looked at the lyrics. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to just say what I'm thinking, people. It doesn't make sense to me to praise someone, a god, anyone. The words in here is like, oh, he is... Everyone just try to worship Lord Caitanya, who is very affectionate to his devotees. How the fuck you know he's... Where is this guy at? Where'd you ever see? I ain't never seen this motherfucker. All you people talking about God, you ain't seen nobody. God told me. Ain't nobody told you shit. You can say that about anything. This God mess is... Don't nobody fucking know. Oh, God's going to strike you down for talking like that. Maybe so. But you don't know that. You're just afraid. Fucking hate that fear bullshit. Fucking hate that shit. Oh. I'm almost done here. Yeah, I just go with what I'm thinking and feeling. I bought a third record there that I saw in the update, and I said, I don't know that I necessarily need that, but if it's there, I'll grab it. And it was still there because I didn't think anyone else would be interested. This is on the ECM New Music series. It is Gidon Kremer. I think he's a violinist. And this is classical music. This is doing Janáček, Stravinsky, Shostakovich. Yeah. Excuse me. I was drawn to it because I like the ECM label. But I played the first side, Frank, and it's like, yeah, this is why this is on ECM. This is some good stuff. I love classical music. And this is really good. This is real good. Anything else sitting out here? Yes. I listened to some of this yesterday. It was in a some jazz for a second. Manfred Schoof. Does he play trumpet? Yeah, trumpet and flugelhorn. Manfred Schoof. Scales. This is great. On the ECM label, can probably find it also on the Joppa label out of Europe. The labels are related. This is wonderful. Great playing, but on top of that, beautiful heads. The melodic line that sets up what is done, it's beautiful. And also for you folks that may not know, Jackie Liebezeit, the drummer for Can, rest in peace. That amazing, famous drummer. Played with Manfred Schoof for a while before he was in Can. He played jazz and free jazz. I have a Manfred Schoof album with Jackie Liebezeit. Is it Zeit or Zeit on drums? Here's some music for you. So, Billy, I see that you have ordered Dereck number 2, and you say you're chomping at the bit for the Muse. So I look, and I'm supposed to be receiving the delivery of the Muse by 9 o'clock tonight, and most likely it won't be until tonight because I'm looking forward to it that much. But I received your order for Dereck number 2. My plan is when the CD gets here, whatever time it is, I'm going to post it right away. Okay, so when you order the Muse, I'll send them both out at the same time. In reality, I need to sell basically about half of what I've ordered to make my money back. I don't focus on that real hard. Like in the past, I've just kind of said, well, if I sell this many, then I've covered myself. But in reality, when I include the cost of the packaging to send it out to you, and then the postage works out mostly, but there are packages where it's like I didn't. So what I'm saying is that looking forward to getting this out, hoping I sell enough to cover my costs, okay? Whatever time they arrive tonight, even if it's tonight, like after 6, it could even be as late as 9 o'clock that they arrive. I plan to post a video to say it's here and to activate the link on Bandcamp. Otherwise, it's foggy this morning. I like fog. I do. Okay, I'll go a little bit further. I've got this. This is my these are my singles. These are 45s and 7 inches that I am on, that I play on. Part of my discography. So you folks had to collect me. This is one that it's hard to find, but I recommend trying to get it. Telefono is the name of this. It's not a compilation. It's a project where I was just talking about him, David Matesiak, down in Atlanta, who went to school with the guys from Mastodon. He was my connection to Adult Swim, okay? And he had a band called Jet by Day as well as Coyote Bones. He started this project when he did a residency at Bemis years ago. And what he did was the idea was to play telephone, but with sound, okay? He would send a message, the person would add to it, and then send it to someone else. It only got so far. It ended up being a series of collaborations. So I'm on one side of this. There's five singles in here, and these are pretty good. It's an interesting group of people. Telefono, Viva Telefono. This was fun. So the whole project was down to, the whole packaging is part of his residency. Among other people on here, I'm on one side. Tim Casher of Cursive is on here. Jonas Bier is on another side. I wanted to be involved in that, but it didn't work out. Atreus Quest. So there's the side with Matesiak, Nick Fackler, my friend, Jonas Bier, Darren Tatunjian. Who's he with? Is he American football or something? Interesting people, and this is good. Some of these other people are Jason Lowenstein from, is it Sebado? I met him, Jason Lowenstein. I forget, but this is part of my discography that you folks are maybe Dan. It seems like you're trying to get everything I'm on. See if you can get this. This was put out by Coco Art. Coco Art was a collective that's basically just stopped operating. But Coco Art, Telefono. There's that. Here is early single by the singer who was in I just saw him, like I said, you know, I'm ready to be at peace with him. Steve Sheehan put out this single, Recovery. I play bass on, I think, one, possibly two tracks on here. Our relationship was already icy by this time for just really stupid reasons. This isn't bad. And one of the songs on here is also on a cassette compilation out of France that also includes a track by, oh shit, I can't think of them now. Vox Populi. That's some rare stuff. Here's my very first record ever, and that's my brother James drew that for me. When he first showed it to me, I didn't like it. I said, wait, what? But it figures because this was the 80s and I was exploring the dark side. He, you know, my brother James would look to my collection to see what's going on. So he saw the throbbing gristle and all that stuff at that time. So that's part of where that came from. That's my first solo record. My first record ever is this, The Norman and the Rockwells. I recently sold my last copy of this that I had extra. That was that. Brian Day, who Michael P. Dawson just saw, Brian Day put this single out by me years ago. Was it 2005? 2006. A collaboration between me and Dino Felipe, who I have still not met. But Properties and Ribbons. And see, it's another collaboration between Coco Art and Public Eyesore, because I was a member of Coco Art. I'm a member of it. These are gone. We only made 250 of these, and I sold mine a long time ago and gave a bunch, not really a bunch, I gave some to Dino. So my second single, again, illustrated by my older brother James, Dereck number 2. This one, I actually got lucky and found this used in a Goodwill and bought my own record back. I had sold it to someone named Brian. I don't know what Brian it is. There I am with my residence t-shirt on. So good luck trying to find copies of these. I think I have one more. Oh, actually I have two more. Well, no, more than two more. Okay, so In Dreama. Some of you have the In Dreama album that I released with Nick Fackler. Well, we were on a split single, double single with Conduits, In Dreama, Icky Blossoms, and Touch People. So this one, again, is another collector's item. I don't know how to help you find a copy of this. I don't know if you can, but I'm on this, on the In Dreama side. The fella, Daniel from Germany, sent me a link where he'd found the video to this online. Frankie and the Mutations, That Dang Bomb. Here is another connection to Joseph Budenholzer. Joe Budenholzer and I are the band Frankie and the Mutations with Frank Novak, who was a notorious local artist who got in trouble with Mutual of Omaha, and they're Indian, doing some artwork with that. But this is the first video I was ever in. It's real low quality, but it's online. That Dang Bomb, and I play bass on this, and I'm in the video. It's my first time. And a couple more, actually. I sold my last extra copy of the first Digital Sex, well, the only Digital Sex single. And this is a band that I was never in, and it's a strange situation. A friend that I'm estranged from now, I don't even know if he's still alive, we fell out over Trump. I couldn't believe it. But I played drums for his record, King Cobra, Think Fast. I've actually had people from Europe contact me saying they really want to get this record. I don't know why this one. I can't, I have one copy. I don't think you could find a copy. It's hard rock, and I play drums on here. And it was just really weird why, so many weird things, bands in life can be strange. I think that's Those are it. Those are the singles that I play on. The rest of the stuff in here are test pressings, yeah. Well, geez, that's a half hour. Man, the time goes quick. Okay. It's Christmas weekend. Merry Christmas.